1414.
White House.
Howard Hunt, please.
Mr. Hunt isn't here just now. You might be in Mr. Colson's office. I'll connect you.
Thank you.
Charles Colson's office.
Howard Hunt, please.
Mr. Hunt isn't here just now.
Do you know when he'll be back?
No, I don't.
Okay, thank you.
Have you tried the Mullen firm?
I beg your pardon?
He also works as a writer at Mullen & Company Public Relations.
Do you have a phone on that or an address, please?
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
All right, thank you. Harry? Who's Charles Colson? Who's Charles Colson?
Sit down. You know, I'm glad you asked me that question. The reason I'm glad you asked me is because if you had asked Simons or Bradley, they would have said, you know, we're going to have to fire this schmuck at once because he's so dumb.
Well, who is Charles Colson?
The most powerful man in the United States is President Nixon. You've heard of him. Charles Colson is special counsel of the president. There's a cartoon on his wall. Caption reads, when you got him by the balls, our hearts and minds will follow.
Mullen & Company.
Howard Hunt, please.
1 moment, please.
Howard Hunt here.
Hi, I'm Bob Woodward of the Washington Post.
Yes, what?
I was just kind of wondering why your name and phone number were in the address books of 2 of the men arrested at Watergate.
Good God.
Do you care to comment?
Here that the matter is under adjudication. I have no comment.
Hello?
This is Bob Woodward of the Washington Post. I was told that you had worked with a Mr. Howard Hunt.
Why would anyone say that?
You do know Mr. Hunt?
No, I don't believe so, and I can't imagine why anyone would say that. Listen, I'm really sorry, but I was on my way out. Goodbye.
Could we just confirm a couple... Bye.
Did you say the Washington Post?
Yes, that's right, the Post. Your publishing firm was listed in some papers in connection with a Howard Hunt.
Yeah, he's one of our authors. He wrote spy novels, I think.
What type of spy novels were they? Were they modern? Were they period? You say wrote? I mean, he's no longer with you anymore?
No, not at this time.
How long has it been since you've heard from him?
A couple of years, I think.
Could you tell me some of the names of the novels that he's written?
What now?
Hello, is this Mr. Paul Herrera? This is Bob Woodward of the Washington Post.
Again?
Bob Woodward of the Washington... Do you speak English?
No, yo no me inglés.
Momento. Hey, do any of you guys speak English? Or, do any of you guys speak Spanish?
Sí, ¿por qué quiere hablar, por favor? Más despacio.
Senor.
Sí, sí, yo no hablo inglés, señor. ¿Por qué no llama despacio?
Never mind. Thank you. De nada. Thank you. Never mind.
Hello?
Mr. Bennett,
Yes?
this is Bob Woodward of the Washington Post. I'm sorry to bother you at home. I was wondering if we could confirm some information on one of your employees, Mr. Howard Hunt.
Oh, what kind of information?
It's just profile information mostly. We know, for example, that he works for Mullen & Company, or did work for Mullen & Company as a writer. He's also a novelist. We know that he works in the office of Mr. Charles Colson at the White House.
And the CIA.
And the CIA.
Well, if you're conducting that kind of investigation, certainly it comes as no surprise to you that Howard was with the CIA.
No, surprise at all.
Hunt worked for the CIA till 1970, from 49 to 70. Now this is on deep background, but the FBI thinks he's involved with the break-in. What else you got? According to White House personnel, Hunt definitely worked there as a consultant for Colson. That's Charles Colson, prison special counsel. Did you call the White House press office? I went over there, I talked to them. They said Hunt hadn't worked there for 3 months. Then a PR guy said this weird thing to me. He said, I'm convinced that neither Mr. Colson or anyone else at the White House had any knowledge of or participation in this deplorable incident at the Democratic National Committee. Isn't that what you expect them to say? Absolutely. So, I never asked about Watergate. I simply asked what were Hunt's duties at the White House. They volunteered he was innocent, but nobody asked if he was guilty. Be careful how you write it.
Looks like we got a White House consultant linked to the buggy.
Harry, this isn't a police story anymore. This is national. We need a top political writer on it.
Well, they don't want it. They're all over the goddamn map covering the primaries. Besides, this guy has busted his ass.
He's been on this paper for only 9 months. What's the matter with you?
He's a humper.
Well, what's he been writing about? Rack shit in restaurants? Because I have no experience.
You got a few of them closed, didn't he?
Minor incidents, small government agencies. Have Mr. Moffat come in here, please, and see if Mr. Bradley's free. I want Bentley in this.
Sure, Moffat wants the story for the national desk now that we built it into something. Even Bernstein's busting his ass.
I read that cockamamie memorandum he wrote on the break-in.
All right, so some of it was bullshit.
What is the matter with you? You told me yourself you're going to fire him last month.
Look, he wants on the story bad. They both do. He knows a lot of people. Howard, they're hungry. You remember when you were hungry?
Nothing, it's good. Then what are you doing with it? I'm just helping, it's a little fuzzy. May I have it? I don't think you're saying what you mean. I know exactly what I mean. Not here, I can't tell from this whether Hunt works for Colson or Colson works for Hunt. May I have it? These are the conclusions. May I have it? Yes, I'm not looking for a fight. I'm not looking for a fight. I'm just aware of the fact that you've only been here 9 months. What's that got to do with it? Well, I've been in the business since I'm 16. What are you saying? Well, I'm trying to tell you that if you read mine and then read yours... May I read yours? Yeah. I walked by, gave yours a glance, it didn't look right, so I just figured I'd refine it a little. The first paragraph has to have more clarity. The reader's gonna understand. You don't mention Colson's name for the third paragraph. I think mine's better, but you go ahead and read it. If you think yours is better, we'll give yours to the desk. I got Colson's name up front. He was a White House consultant and nobody knows it. Yours is better. You're gonna do it right. You're my notes. If you're gonna hide it with the facts. I don't mind what you did. I mind the way you did it.
Woodward, Bernstein, you're both on the story now. Don't fuck it up. Hey, Sue, what's the name of that girl you bombed out who works in Colson's office?
Karen Maya.
Why are you looking at me like that?
You're attractive. You are very attractive.
You know, my girlfriend told me to watch out for you.
Who?
I'm not giving any names.
Stephen said you work for Colson.
Stupid's crazy. I never worked for Colson.
That's what he said.
I worked for an assistant. Colson was really big on secrets anyway. Even if I had worked for him, I wouldn't know anything.
Did you know Howard Hunt? Didn't he work in the
Yeah,
office?
I knew Howard.
Right.
He's a nice person. He's secretive. He's secretive, but a decent man.
Do you have any idea what he did?
Well, the White House said he was doing some investigative work.
What do you say?
He was doing investigative work.
On what?
Different things.
Like what? I'm not gonna
Pardon me.
take my book, I'm just asking you.
Well, the scuttlebutt for a while was that he was investigating Kennedy.
Why?
The White House is real paranoid about Teddy Kennedy. I remember seeing a book about Chappaquiddick on his desk, and he was always getting material out of the White House Library and the Library of Congress and anything he could find.
White House Library.
Hi, this is Carl Bernstein of the Washington Post, and I was just wondering if you can remember any books that Howard Hunt checked out on Senator Kennedy.
Howard Hunt?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. I think I do remember.
Uh-huh.
He took out a whole lot of material. Why don't you hold on and I'll see.
I sure will. Thank you very much.
Mr. Bernstein,
Yes, ma'am.
I was wrong.
Beg your pardon?
The truth is I don't have a card that says Mr. Hunt took any material.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember getting material for... I do remember getting material for somebody, but it wasn't Mr. Hunt.
All right.
The truth is I didn't have any request at all from Mr. Hunt.
Oh.
The truth is I don't know any Mr. Hunt.
I was just wondering if you have any books checked out. Hello?
Yes, we're checking that information now. We'd just like to find out just what it was that Hunt did when he worked out as a White House consultant on the Pentagon Papers. Yes, I would appreciate that if you could. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Just got off the phone with the White House librarian. You want to look at the notes on it?
Well, this is some stuff from the Eisenhower campaign 1952 that Hunt was connected with. Did you call the White House communications office?
I just got off the phone with the librarian. 524742.
I know that number.
Between the first and second quote, there is a complete contradiction. There's a space of about 5 seconds. My feeling
Was
is
this all one
Mr.
conversation?
Clausen's office.
This is Bob Woodward of the Washington Post. Could I talk to Mr. Clausen, please?
1 moment, please.
Thank you.
when she came back on the phone, she just said she didn't even know.
Mr. Clausen, this is Bob Woodward. Carl Bernstein of the Washington Post had a conversation with a White House librarian on some books that Mr. Howard Hunt took out on Senator Edward Kennedy. She first said that Howard Hunt had taken out books on Senator Kennedy, and then she denied even knowing who he was. I was wondering if you'd like to comment on this confusion.
Listen, let me call you back on this matter. I'm going to check it.
All right, thank you. Yes, this was all one conversation?
Yeah. He says, first of all, I think I got a bunch of books on Hunt, but like 5 seconds later, she says, I don't even know Mr. Hunt, and it's obvious that someone got it.
That's not enough proof. I mean, there was just a piece of paper that said that Hunt was taking out books on Kennedy, which you have to put it, like a, I don't know, library.
Hunt also took out books from Library of Congress, but what's more important is that somebody got to her in that space of
Of
time.
course somebody got it.
Because she said that Hunt had a lot, there was a lot of books that Hunt checked out, and then she comes back and says, I don't even know Woodward.
Mr. Woodward, Ken Clausen calling back. I've just talked with the librarian.
Yes, sir?
And she denies that the conversation with Mr. Bernstein ever took place, and she
I'm
said
sorry?
she referred him
Excuse
to
me, sir, I'm sorry. You say she denies even knowing about the conversation taking place?
That's right. She said someone did call her asking about Mr. Hunt, but all she did was refer him to the press office, and she denies that any of the
Total
conversation
bullshit.
took place. I hope that's been of some help to you.
Thank you. Gotta get something on paper.
Library of Congress.
Mona? Excuse me, Mona, could you take any calls? Where's my note?
I get any call.
You want all the material requested by the White House? All White House transactions are confidential.
Thank you very much, John.
We need a sympathetic face. We're not gonna find one here.
You want every request since when?
When did he start?
July of 71.
I imagine the whole last year.
I'm not sure you want them, but I got them.
Maybe they pull the cards.
Maybe they changed the names.
Put a card there and we missed it. Hey, wait a minute. I met a White House aide once on a social occasion.
So?
He might confirm.
WH and White House,
Not the second paragraph. I don't think we do. It just
White House would be enough.
White House.
Just use White House. The WH.
No, I don't know about Cole. What was the job one?
Special consultant to the President Department.
I gotta say.
These notes on the White House librarian, are they accurate? The White House librarian, the notes, are they accurate?
Yeah, I want to say.
Yeah, I'm a reporter at the time. Let's take it in, show it how we practice.
We gotta start moving on this now. Come on, now.
Okay, that's that. Yeah, there you go, Ben. Good, solid piece of American journalism that the New York Times doesn't.
You haven't got it. Librarian and secretary say Hunt looked at a book. That's not good enough.
White House aide told me that Hunt was investigating Kennedy.
Who was it?
Who was it? You want the name, you mean?
No, how senior, how high up?
I don't know title.
So special interest, we said the White House was investigating Kennedy.
So special interest
This is a story stronger than that. We got a White House librarian who says Hunt checked out a whole lot of books. We got a secretary in Colson's office that Hunt was sitting
All
at
right,
the desk.
Carl. Ben, that's a page one story.
Stick it inside someplace. This is a goddamn important story. Get some harder information next time.
Bradley to stick in for Kennedy.
We didn't have it, that's all.
Oh, shit, we had it cold.
We didn't. Why do you say so? You think bitching about it is gonna get the story where we want it?
Throw it in the can. This is Woodward. I want to talk about Watergate. I know that
We're
the
not going
evidence.
to talk about that subject.
Well, we talked about Wallace.
But this is different.
That was about the shooting of a man running for president.
This is different.
How?
Not about this story. Don't call me again.
Passengers numbering 113 were released in Thailand. Things are warming up in Reykjavik, Iceland. Bobby Fischer forfeited the second game of that $250,000 World Championship chess match with the Russian champion Boris Spassky. He didn't show up. Fischer lost the opening match to Spassky last night after walking out during the match for 30 minutes to protest the directions and distractions of television cameras, which were later withdrawn. On Wall Street, prices took a pounding yesterday. The Dow Jones closing down 6 3/4 points over trading. The dollar took a beating on the European money market, dropping to its full market level under heavy selling pressure. In sports, in Muirfield, Scotland, Lee Trevino and Tony Jacklin share the halfway lead in the British Open golf tournament, both at 141. Johnny Miller has been...
Where are you? Stuck. The story is stalled on us. And you thought I'd help?
I'll never quote you. I wouldn't quote you even as an anonymous source. You'd be on deep background. You can trust me, you know that.
Come on.
Can you tell me what you know?
You tell me what you know.
Hunt worked for Colson at the White House. Hunt was investigating Kennedy and Chappaquiddick.
That should tell you a lot. What else?
Well, we're beginning to hear a lot about a lawyer at Crete named Gordon Liddy, who's...
Mitchell because he wouldn't talk to the FBI. You'll hear more when we talk. I was at a party once, and a lady put his hand over a candle, and he kept it there. He kept it right in the flame until his flesh was burned. Somebody said, "What's the trick?" And the lady said, "The trick is not minding." The story is dry. All we've got are pieces. We can't seem to figure out what the puzzle is supposed to look like. John Mitchell resigns as the head of Creek and says that he wants to spend more time with his family. It's like bullshit. We don't exactly believe that.
No, but it's touching. Forget the myths that the media has created about the White House. The truth is, these are not very bright guys, and things got out of hand.
Hunt's come in from the cold. Supposedly he's got a lawyer with $25,000 in a brown paper bag.
Follow the money.
What do you mean?
Where? Well, I can't tell you that.
But you could tell me
No, I have to do this my way. You tell me what you know, and I'll confirm. I'll keep you in the right direction if I can, but that's all. Just follow the money.
Goddamn New York Times.
Phone calls from burglars in Miami to the committee to reelect.
15 phone calls.
At least 15 phone calls, and those phone calls were made as early as March 15th, which is a full 3 months before the break-in.
$89,000 issued in the name of a prominent Mexican lawyer. $89,000 in Mexican checks.
Why didn't we get this? I know. Who are their sources?
And I even know somebody who works on a phone company here.
Carl, John Mitchell wanted your phone records. You've been running around yelling invasion of privacy. Is the New York Times article accurate? Yeah, but I can't get you a fuller listing. They've subpoenaed all of Bernard Barker's phone records. I think they're trying to find out if the Watergate burglars broke any Florida law. Who's subpoenaed? Miami DA. What's his name? I don't know his name. The guy who's heading the investigation is named Dardis.
Dardis. What's
Dardis.
his first name?
I don't know his first name. I guess you'll have to find that out.
Hi. I'm Carl Bernstein, got 9:15 appointment. Mr. Dardis.
Yes, Mr. Bernstein, I'm afraid that Mr. Dardis won't be able to see you this morning. His calendar is really quite full.
Well, it must be a mistake, because I made the appointment with him personally, and I called
Yes,
from
well, the
Washington
appointment
yesterday.
should have been made through me. If you care to wait, I'll see if I can squeeze you in later.
Oh, thanks very much.
I guess it's difficult when he makes his own appointment.
Yes, well, we try to handle it.
It's 4 o'clock. We'll be back in 15 minutes. What do you think?
Coffee black.
Coffee black.
I'm still here.
I'm so glad.
If you could just get me in the scene for 5 minutes, I'd appreciate it. I know
Mr. Bernstein,
I have to get back.
we're going to try. All right, he's expecting you.
You have a couple things to do. I'll be at the Sheraton if you want to reach me. If he has any space tomorrow, I appreciate it. No worries. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you, Mr. Bernstein. Tomorrow should be better.
I guess so.
Hi, please tell Mr. Dardis that Mr. Bernstein has just left. He'll be available all day tomorrow. I think we can probably squeeze him in around 4:30.
Yes.
And please tell Mr. Dardis that he doesn't want to be late for his 6:30 appointment.
Yes, I will.
Thank you. Mr. Dardis' office? beg your pardon?
Martinson over at the county clerk's office. There's some records here that Doris wanted right away. Can you come over, Ken? We're closing.
Well, yes, I'll be right over.
Didn't even change the sound.
Could be
of his
easier
voice.
too.
Like,
All right, hold it. What?
Hi,
Excuse me. Can I help you in some way?
Yeah, I'm Carl Bernstein. I've been waiting here some time.
Did you wait outside?
I've been waiting out since this morning. Go ahead and finish your call.
Wait outside, please, will you?
No. I'm the reporter from the Washington Post. We talked on the telephone yesterday, and you told me to come on down here, and I'm here.
Okay, yeah, look, I got the press here. I wanted to call you back.
You know, if you didn't want to see me, I don't know why the hell you didn't tell me when I was in Washington. I wasted a whole goddamn day here. My paper's waiting for a story. You tell me yesterday, come on down here. You say I got a 9:30 appointment. I've been waiting on here the whole day.
Caught me on the worst day possible. The man I work for has just started a re-election campaign. Now, we're gonna have to see each other tomorrow, okay?
No, sir, I'm facing the deadline. My paper's taking space for
I
me.
just don't have a
Well,
minute now.
I'm
We're
sorry.
gonna have to find...
Mr. Dardis, I'm really very sorry about this. Mr.
I beg your
Bernstein.
pardon, ma'am, but this gentleman made the appointment with me specifically, and I think that the Washington Post deserves the same courtesy as any of the people you got waiting out there, with all due respect.
I'll buzz you in about 5 minutes.
Lady takes good care of me. The fact is, we just can't go into it this evening. It's gonna have to wait till tomorrow, okay?
Well, I just wish you could have told me that before I left, because I gotta go back to my paper now and write that story one way or another, that's all.
You wanna see Mr. Barker's phone records and his money records?
You told me on telephone, I came down and you showed me everything you got on Barker, that's all I want.
Well, that's what I've got.
Well, that's fine.
Okay, you and I are gonna have to have an agreement that you're not gonna reveal the source of your information. All these are cashier checks on
These are all Mexican
a bank in Mexico City.
All these checks from Mexico?
See?
How come? Did money originate there?
Well, I doubt it started off as pesos.
Well, wait a minute, what's this one?
Okay, $25,000,
Was it Kenneth?
Kenneth H. Dahlberg. We haven't been able to ascertain who that is.
Bob, listen, I think I got something, I don't know what it is, but somewhere in this world there is a Kenneth H. Dahlberg, and we gotta get to him before the New York Times does. Because I think they have the same information. You got a pencil? Write this down quick. Kenneth H. Dahlberg, D-A-H-L-B-E-R-G, Dahlberg.
McGovern, who at first had voiced complete support for Eagleton, more recently expressed doubts and said that Eagleton must make a decision whether to stay or leave the city. Over Gene Westwood.
You're the one that wanted the articles on Dahlberg, Kenneth H. Dahlberg?
Yeah.
Couldn't find anything in the clip file at all.
No wonder.
I did find one picture though, that's anyhow.
Thanks.
So,
I base that conclusion upon my conversations with doctors and my close personal and political associations.
Outside line, please.
Yes.
Joint
Thank you.
statement that we have reached tonight, health was not a factor. But the public debate over Senator Eagleton's vast medical history continues to divert attention from the great national issues that need to be discussed. I have referred to the growing pressures to ask for Senator Eagleton's withdrawal. We have also seen growing local
Can I please, Mr. Dahlberg? Kenneth Dahlberg?
Yes.
This is Bob Woodward of the Washington Post.
Yes.
About that $25,000 check deposited in the bank account of one of the Watergate burglars, Mr. Bernard Barker. As you know, sir, the check has your name on it. We were doing a story on this, and I was wondering if you would care to comment or explain.
I turn all my money over to the committee.
What committee is that, sir? The committee to re-elect?
Yes, yes.
Why would you do that?
I raise a lot of money. I'm Midwest Finance Chairman.
For the committee to re-elect? Hello?
Yes, that's right.
Now, how do you think your check got into the bank account of Watergate Brooklyn?
I'm a proper citizen. What I do is proper.
Oh, I understand.
I've just been through a terrible ordeal. My neighbor's wife has been kidnapped.
Oh, well, how do you think your check got into Barker's account, Listen? Could I please speak to Mr. Clark McGregor?
One moment, I'll come
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes?
Mr. McGregor,
Yes.
this is Bob Woodward of the Washington Post. Hello.
Yes.
This is Bob Woodward of the Washington Post. I just spoke to a Mr. Kenneth Dahlberg, who says that he is Midwest Finance Chief.
Yeah, I know Ken Dahlberg.
Well, I can't seem to get an explanation on why a check for $25,000 made out to Mr. Dahlberg that he apparently sent to the committee to re-elect the president would end up in the bank account of a Watergate burglary.
I don't know.
But you're head of the committee, sir.
Look, I just came aboard. John Mitchell was the head of the committee. He might know.
Well, what would the explanation possibly
I
be?
don't know. You're implying that I should know. If you print that, our relationship will be terminated.
Sir, we don't have a relationship.
The issues of the campaign are peace and prosperity, not a campaign check.
Bob,
Sir, no one is saying anything.
Mr. Dahlberg is online too.
For the re-election of the president, we've raised $60 million, and you're asking about a $25,000 check.
Mr. McGregor, excuse me, could you hold 1 second, please, sir?
All right.
Thank you. Yes. Mr. Dahlberg,
Yes.
could you please hold 1 second, sir?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. McGregor.
Yeah.
Could I call you right back, sir? I'm very sorry. Thank you. Mr. Dahlberg.
Yes. I'm sorry I hung up before. I wasn't sure you were a Washington Post reporter.
I believe we were talking about a $25,000 check.
Obviously, this is difficult for me. I'm caught in the middle of something, and I don't know what.
What do you think it could be?
Well, I deal with a lot of important people.
People who work for the committee? Hello?
For the committee.
The committee to re-elect the president.
Yes. You see, I raised that money in cash, and I have a winter home in Florida.
Is that Miami?
Boca Raton. And I didn't want to carry all that cash around. Now, you can understand that.
Oh, of course. I can.
So I had it exchanged for the cashier's check.
And how do you think it got into Barker's account?
I know I shouldn't be telling you this. I gave it to Mr. Stans.
I beg your pardon?
I gave it to Stans.
Maurice Stans? The head of finance for Nixon?
Yes, in Washington. Now, what he did with it, I really do not know.
I see. Were there any other checks, sir, that you might be aware of that could have come?
That's all I have to say.
Mr. McGregor. Mr. Dahlberg. I'm sorry. Thank you very much.
Bob,
Yeah.
Carl Bernstein on line 1.
One? Yeah. Bernstein. I got it. I just talked to him. I just hung up from him. Bernstein, listen, it goes all the way to Stans. It goes all the way to Stans. He gave the check to Stans for the committee to re-elect.
Did he say that?
He said it. I've got it on my notes.
Jesus.
It's down on record, Bernstein.
And that money winds up in the bank account of a Watergate burglar?
Yes.
Fantastic. I'm throwing home.
Okay.
Catapult of the unknown senator from Missouri into national prominence by naming Eagleton as his running mate. The vote surprised the old pros, but it seemed to pay off in a bolstering of support for the Democrats.
Japan is going to break diplomatic ties with Taiwan and recognize China. The irony, of course, that's a direct result of Nixon's visit to China.
What did he tell you? What did he say about this?
Incidentally, that's a great parallel story if we're going to do that piece on détente. Right. Queen Elizabeth proclaims a state of emergency to deal with what we call dock strike.
Bringing it off with a boat.
I'm giving you good interest. 31 days of rain in the Philippines is being blamed on the theft of the statue of Jesus.
We have one like that.
Absolutely. I'll put my best right on it.
What about the one in India, 6 months ago?
Laugh, gentlemen, will be the only story everyone reads.
Okay, National. We have the Bremer diary. Wished to kill Nixon. He took a car trip to New York, Ottawa, and Washington to kill him. We have the Senate approving the ABM treaty.
ABM.
And of course, we have McGovern offering the VP spot to everybody.
Yeah, that's news.
I have.
Because everybody's been offered it. Now, I'll tell you
I have
what news, when somebody accepts it.
Here's some great art. McGovern and Humphrey, breakfast, smiling their asses. Is that great? I am George's friend. I'm going to be his friend. I am his friend. I'll be helping him in ways he never dreamed possible.
Well, we got the school teachers on Capitol Hill. They want a 17% increase in pay, or this fall they go on strike.
Harry, I think we could mention that this might be the time to go to the front page on district home rule.
Oh, come on.
Now listen.
Ben, this time it could go all the way. The House is going to vote next week on a Senate resolution.
Okay, well, when they pass it, we'll run with it. Okay, fellas, let's go around again now. Farm?
Taiwan emergency, Philippines.
Okay, fine, National. I'll stand with the Eagleton fellows, McGovern not being able to get a replacement. He's over to Humphrey, Kennedy, and Ribicoff. They've all turned him down. That's the page one lead right there, Howard.
Well, you're ignoring the importance of the Dahlberg repercussions.
Nobody cares about the Dahlberg repercussions.
Now look, it was our story that got the General Accounting Office to start an audit with Creek Finance.
Yeah, we printed that, didn't we? When the friggin' audit's done, we'll print that too.
Let me tell you what happened today. I was having lunch at the Sans Souci. This White House guy, a good one, a pro, came up and asked, what is this Watergate compulsion with you guys?
Compulsion? I story. This is not compulsion.
I said, well, we think it's important. And he said, if it's so goddamn important, who in the hell are Woodward and Bernstein?
Now, what do you expect him to say from the White House? You're doing a great job?
Yeah,
Now, why don't you ask him what he's really saying? He wants to take the story away from Woodstein and give it to the
He's got to have
national
some
desk.
experienced guys sitting around who know the politicians who have the contacts.
Exactly what you said it, sitting around.
Dan, it's a dangerous story for this paper.
What if your boys get it wrong?
Then it's our ass, isn't it? Well, we all have to go out and work for a living. Yeah. National gets 8 columns, 9 for farm, Metro 15. That's it, folks. It's dry, BBC. How dangerous?
Well, it's not just that we're using unnamed sources that bothers me, or that everything we print the White House denies, or that almost no other papers are reprinting our stuff. Look, there are over 2,000 reporters in this town. Are there 5 on Watergate? Where did the Washington Post suddenly get the monopoly on wisdom? Why would the Republicans do it? McGovern is self-destructing, just like Humphrey, Muskie, the bunch of them. I don't believe the story. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Woodward. Bradley, we'll see you. Answer the phone.
Ben, it's a honest idea.
item. It's in over 500 papers.
What is it?
Yesterday's weather reports for people who were drunk and slept all day.
Send it out to the San Francisco Chronicle.
How about the crossword puzzle?
No, I
Anagrams?
No space. No space.
You guys think what's on me was the obituaries. Make him buy something, will you?
All right. Hey, what do you guys want?
The GAO reports due out the morning of Nixon's renomination.
Hey, sit down, sit down. No, that's 2 weeks from now.
Since they're only responsible to Congress, there is no way the White House can control the investigation.
There's a source over General County that tells us that there's a whole rat's nest of illegal shit going on over Creep.
Like what?
Like a slush fund.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars of unaccounted for cash.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Any comment from Creep?
Yes, unavailable for comment. They're not talking.
Well, what else beside the money? Where's the goddamn story?
The money's the key to whatever this is.
Says who?
Deep Throat.
Who?
Oh, that's Woodward's Garage Freak, his source in the executive.
Garage freak. Jesus, what kind of a crazy fucking story is this? What did you say?
He's on deep back now. I call him Deep Throat.
Look, McGovern's dropped to nothing. Nixon's guaranteed the renomination. The Post is stuck with a story no one else wants. It'll sink the goddamn paper. Everyone says, get off it, Ben, and I come on very sage and I say, well, you'll see, you wait till this bottoms out. But the truth is, I can't figure out what we've got. What else are you working on?
We're after a list of Creep employees.
Where is it?
It's classified.
How are you gonna get it?
We haven't had any luck yet.
Get some. Anything else?
Made a mistake in there.
What?
He said to Bradley, we haven't had any luck yet, and that's the thing that he jumps on. You can't talk about luck if you can't talk in specifics. You shouldn't say anything.
Is there any place you don't smoke?
What are you doing?
K.A. Doesn't she go with a guy that works for the committee to reelect? All right.
Just a second.
757-6521.
Okay, I'll get back to you on this, thanks.
Don't you go with a guy that works for the committee to reelect?
Not anymore.
You did go with him. I think you were engaged in him.
Yeah,
You got out of it.
so?
You're looking better. Look, we need a list of the people that work there. Do you think that...
I can't do that.
Why not?
It's personal.
What do you mean? You said it was old?
You're asking me to use a guy I care about.
No. We're not asking you to use him, just to help us. We do the same for you.
My only chance of getting that story is if I see him. I don't want to see him again.
Look, do you have to see him?
Sure, I have to see him.
No, do you have to see him that way? Can't you just call him up on the telephone and say you want to have a drink with him? Just feel him out. When you say the relationship is over, what the hell do you have to lose?
Forget it. We don't want you to do anything that would embarrass you, that you don't feel right about. Forget it.
Let her just get off. I think she was going to say something. Just all that drama, she was going to give us a little bit more.
It's over.
What?
It's over. Like your story. Take a look at it.
It's just a whole list.
Look what it says. Personnel, committee to re-elect the president. This
is all in alphabetical order. You can't tell who works for
Find
who.
out the department heads, like Mitchell, Magruder, Stans.
Here, John Mitchell,
What's the number?
301.
All right, find somebody who has a number close to it. They probably work for.
Here's a 303.
Okay, we have to find out how the money got from Maurice Stans, right, to the workers.
Right, somebody who worked in finance.
All right, here's the head of finance, Maurice Stans, 269.
If we can just get somebody who works, understands.
Sloan, you need him?
No, he's the treasurer. What's the number?
Hugh Sloan, 287.
Is there a secretary?
There it is.
Irene Manley?
Yeah.
1406 A. Jackson Memorial Highway.
Hi, I'm Bob Woodward. I'm Carl Bernstein. We're from the Washington Post. We'd like to know if we can speak to you for a few minutes. We understand your daughter works for the committee to re-elect.
Wouldn't be anything embarrassing.
Would you object to just spending... Hi.
Hi.
Miss Milan, Betty Milan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Bob Woodward. Carl Bernstein. We're from the Washington Post.
Oh,
We'd like...
I know you're trying to do your job. I mean, you don't understand the pressure that we're under.
Just take a couple seconds. We just come in for a couple
Oh,
seconds.
no, I really
No, we don't want to come in. We understand that there was some documents that were shredded at the committee.
Well, there's often shredding. I mean, we do that a lot.
Were you there during the shredding?
Yes, I was.
Were there any department heads from the committee who were also present?
Yes. Mr. Mitchell came in one night.
John Mitchell,
Yes.
Attorney General?
Uh-huh. He was carrying a ring over his head, you know, because it was, I mean, I thought he was gonna go, but,
Did you supervise the shredding?
I just, can I not answer any more questions? I just do not. Okay, maybe I could call you.
Are you being told not to talk? You know what you call
I don't know. I'll try.
All right, what about all that shredding that took place right after the break?
We need to know more about the papers that were in the shred.
I think you have some idea what's in the papers. When the former Attorney General comes into the office when it's taking place at the committee to re-elect, and he's got a raincoat over his head, why is he wearing a
It could be
raincoat?
raining is what could happen. Let me just go through the story again. You've got a woman who's frightened at the door. She works for Creep. She said that the shredding taking place. We don't know what's in the papers. We know that the former Attorney General comes in there with an overcoat over his head. It could be raining. There's a lawyer present. We don't know what he asked him. She wouldn't talk about that. Now, will you please tell me where there's a story?
There's a story in the fact that the interview did not take place in her home, but took place in the office of the committee to re-elect.
How is there a story in there?
There's a story in that because there's a lawyer in the office. I mean, you're more resistant than she is.
That's right.
Why?
Because there's not enough fact.
Well, let's just turn around and go back and question her again.
This won't take long at all. We just want to...
Please go away. Please leave before they see you.
Who did you mean? What do you mean, they? Could you give us their names? We haven't revealed the sources of people that have talked to us.
You know, I really can't talk about this
Could
because...
they be members of the committee?
Someone got to that woman. It's the key to the whole cover-up.
How can you write that there's a cover-up? We don't know that there's a cover-up.
Well, then I don't know what the hell you need. So you tell me what you need.
I agree, a few minutes, I'll connect a few dots and make it worthwhile. You have questions in front of you, right, that Elizabeth gave you. A couple of things. There's a lot of moving parts. A lot of moving parts. Just hang with it. By the way, a lot of this stuff you can probably on YouTube see clips from it that are considered key. But let's just say this is the White House, okay? What you're watching is the painstaking, sometimes dry, sometimes tedious, but essential function of reporting, which is to get to the heart of the matter. CREEP, by the way, CREEP, you've heard that. That's the Committee to Re-elect the President. What a name! Very appropriate. CREEP. Some of the names of the people, all right, you don't know them from Joe Bag of Donuts, but you do have in the bottom of the history folder on Blackboard two documents relating to Watergate, including in there's a sort of a cast of the characters involved, all the president's men, if you will. What Woodward and Bernstein are doing, they're on the outer edges here, all right? And they're going up the food chain, okay? The big prize, of course, they don't know at the time, is the President of the United States. And you have names like Maurice Stans, who's the Commerce Secretary of the United States. You have references to the Attorney General or the former Attorney General, the top law enforcement officer in the United States. These are not, This is not Peoria anymore. We're talking about the epicenter of power. So what you're seeing is that these guys are trying. They have all these threads. They don't know how they all tie together. There are a lot of loose threads. There are a lot of sometimes blind alleyways you go up and down trying to find out something that little tiny, clue that is the key to everything. So when you do, I would suggest you guys look at these questions like now that a little bit of this is fresh. We hopefully will finish the movie on Tuesday. Certainly hope so. But you probably can sort of address some of these questions, reporting methods and so forth, based on what you've just seen. All right, there's a lot of more what we call shoe leather journalism. Get out and walk around and talk to people, So, yeah.
I have another one of those papers.
Sure. Sure. Okay, guys, have a good one, and we'll see you.